You know, a smart man learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Here's some wisdom.
There we go.
All right, so now that we got some time, I'm gonna go over some like 5 tips or so, 5 or 6 tips when it comes to buying a kayak. Pretty much before you go out and buy, 5 tips. Number one, definitely make sure that you have the room to store it, whatever it is, and just make sure that everybody is on board. So if you're living with your wife, husband, partner, whatever, just make sure they're okay with it too, because there's nothing worse than going out purchasing this piece of equipment just to bring it home and find out it's not welcome to stay there. Number two, what is this kayak going to be used for? Is it going to be a fishing kayak? Is it going to be a pleasure kayak? Is it going to be a expensive kayak? Like what is the intent and purpose of this piece of equipment? And then that kind of just pretty much bleeds off into number three. How much are you willing to pay for it? Do you want it new? Number four, how many people do you intend to use this kayak? Is it more beneficial for you to get a tandem, or better yet, a solo kayak? Because nothing will run you away from the sport faster than finding out you want more people on board, and yet you don't have the room to do it. And number five, right? Transportation, right? How are you going to get it to and from? Now, some things to consider under transportation is your overall personal physical strength, right? Because there's nothing worse than spending 5 to 8 hours on the water just to come back and realize you have no energy left to lift this 100-pound piece of equipment onto your roof rack. For whatever reason, people have this assumption that kayaks are light, like they're not heavy. Let me be the first one to let y'all know, if y'all don't, some of these kayaks, especially the higher end ones like Hobie, they could exceed 100 pounds coming straight out of the factory. And then you take into account about 50 pounds of gear that you put on. I mean, before you even add ice or fish, you're looking at 150 pounds. Now, if you can't physically lift that when you're not tired, I'm telling you, that struggle's real when you're trying to get it up there and you can't. Oh, I almost forgot about this one. Don't go out and buy, like as soon as you get your kayak, don't rush to buy everything. Like to pretty much rig it up the way you want it. Right? Go out there with it straight out of the factory so you could get a sense of how it floats, and then how you're going to build your arsenal around you. Right? A lot of times what you'll realize once you get that kayak is you don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles to be productive. In fact, a lot of that stuff will just get in your way. A little ingenuity goes a long way. Storage containers go a long way. 5-gallon buckets go a long way. It's like once you get into real heavy into the kayak game, plastic looks different. Like you see possibilities. Your imagination really is your limit when it comes to how you want to outfit these kayaks. Like me, on past videos, I've gone through and shown y'all how to make a bait tank powered by a 12-volt battery and a Tsunami 500 pump that fits in the scupper holes of your kayak. And the total kit cost me all of $20. And then also keep in mind that space is very limited on a kayak. You're not going to have the ability to bring your bulky tackle box or every rod in your arsenal. So, slim it down, trim the fat, and target a specific species, and have a backup plan if needed, but don't just bring everything in the kitchen sink. It's going to ruin your day a lot faster than you think. Be on the lookout. We have some new tackle being uploaded, a series of high-low rigs that are going to be dropping on Friday. And Everything's going to be available on the website. You can either use your QR code here, utilizing your camera, or just clicking on the link, which is in the description below.